Welcome, everybody, to tonight's State of the Table. Boy, for a Thursday in the tabletop role-playing space, some really interesting news came out today. I feel like my news is going to pale in comparison to the news from the other two, my two illustrious co-hosts here. Lewanika, Glen, good evening. Mr. Miller, let's jump to you first, because Mr. Glen gets the apex spot this evening first.
Yeah, I'm going to bring us back, but I'm going to try to do this in as positive a way as we possibly can. I'm going to open this with a quote. As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster. Found out earlier today that Mr. Ray Liotta, while filming in the Caribbean, is a new movie, and I just wanted to give a send-up for an actor whose work has almost always been a part of my life since I was a young teenager. He was 67 when he passed, but his body of work is amazing and legendary. Everything from Something Wild, The Goodfellas, Copland, and so on and so forth. All the roles he's been in, he's always been great. I've never seen a role where he wasn't good, even if some of the movies were not the best. But he was an incredible actor, and it's a shame he's gone. Meant a lot. His movies have meant a lot and done a lot for the way I storytell, and I wanted to give that send up. That's a downer, but again, I feel uplifted, and I am a better storyteller because of the stories he chose to tell. And I want to celebrate the stories he chose to be a part of and chose to tell. So that I just wanted to bring that up tonight because it was timely and important to me.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. And I'm sad to hear he's gone as well.
I had not heard that. Yeah, that
On a different note, an entirely different note, some news, not necessarily upbeat, but Dungeons and Dragons just the other day, I believe yesterday or the day before, announced via Twitter on their @wizards_DND handle. Due to production issues, 2 upcoming D&D products have been delayed. Journeys Through the Radiant Citadel, digital and in stores, will arrive on July 19th. So that has pushed back. Additionally, the campaign case terrain arrives August 16th. And the campaign case creatures 719 and Spelljammer's Adventures campaign case creature 719 and Spelljammer's Adventures in Space 816 are unaffected. So that's the latest and greatest out of WotC as far as the summer programs. Go to their Twitter feed to see it for yourselves. Keep an eye on that. The point of State of the Table is to let you know what's happening at your game table today, tomorrow, and in the weeks to come. So I wanted to make sure I got the word out there. What do you guys think? I like the fact that they're switching, that they're going to make it both digital and physical.
I do.
I like that. So no one's ahead of somebody else in that regard. And I think that's a good thing for our locals. Our local shops got to get some love, and that's a good step for that reason. But dang if the issues plaguing pandemic and supply chains don't continue to wreak havoc on the games we want to run at our table.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to Journey to the Radiant Citadel a lot, and so that is going to be delayed is a bummer. But at least it doesn't seem like it's going to be delayed long. I am curious that the production delays only affect kind of the first batch of physical items and not any of the subsequent batches. But I also assume that Wizards knows what they're doing. So,
well, that could also just mean that they're only announcing it as the issues come up. The later
that's very true.
They're maybe hoping possible that they'll be caught up again and they'll come out on time, so they're not ready to release that.
Yep.
Myself personally, though, I don't mind. It is a little disappointing, but I would rather have a product be delayed and come out right than have them, whether it's a material production or something to do with the actual creation, as we've recently learned, putting out our own book is very complicated. I'd rather it came out.
Yeah, I would agree with you, but I don't think the delays we've seen, at least from the books, have anything to do with the content and the writing. Yeah. Just based on the interviews we've had, some things that were said in answers to other questions was things like the writing, the principal writing and the principal editing was done 9 to 10 months before the book was actually physically released.
Yeah.
It wasn't as short a turnaround as like we do. So I think I have a sense that these are definitively production delays, not creative delays.
Yeah. Physically printing out the book. Yeah.
Yeah. Physically printing out the book, or just having the shipping speed. I've talked to some folks and done some research on Twitter and talking with and seeing what other people put out with their Kickstarters, the shipping costs in and around Europe are in right now, or from the US to Europe, and trying to find the right price means booking things well in advance. And if you can't get that right price point, maybe you push it back so you get the better price point for everybody. That goes to your point, though.
I totally get that, man. But the thing is about all of those kind of delays, there's nothing we or they or anyone can do about it. It's just the state of the world right now. So mad or not mad doesn't matter. So speaking to anything that WotC made a decision on is all I meant. Anything, if they've decided to delay, there's a reason that there's a problem. So if it's not straight up production or printing, I would rather they waited and put it out. That's all I meant.
Yep.
Agreed.
Good deal.
Agreed. All right, Mr. Myers, the spotlight is yours, sir.
Hit us with the big story.
All right, so here's the big news. It's going to be the big brief news because it's going to wind up getting its own treatment. But there's a new UA that just came out 3 days ago. So we are a tad behind the straight up cutting edge of that news. But hey, this is our recording night. So you get what you get. And the next UA, and I'm surprised to see one, I'm going to be honest, so soon after the double revise Heroes of Kren. But the next UA is about giant options, and it's ways to relate new classes to giants. Wizard, Druid, and Fighter all get a new Barbarian all get a new subclass, and there's several feats in here that are giant related as well. I'm not going to go into any of that because I think we're going to do something on it, right?
We'll do an episode on it for sure.
We're going to do an episode on it.
I literally have not even read through the UA yet, only to go ahead and see that there are classes and feats, and that's about the extent of what I've gone through it. What the heck book is coming out that is going to feature giants? What are they doing? What is in... What is coming?
Because giants don't factor into Kren at all.
Not that I can think of in their lore. No, like maybe these are going to sneak into the Kren books.
Maybe they're going to add some giants to Spelljammer.
No, these don't seem Spelljammer subclasses to me. I don't know, man. Like this,
there's something else coming. Maybe it's another adventure book that's coming out.
Could it be RuneScape? Because it's the Runecrafter Wizard.
Oh, there is the Runecrafter in here, yeah.
And the
runes
feats
come up a couple of times.
The feats are all giant based, like RuneScape, or I don't know, like what. But boy, did they get my attention when you dropped the link to the UA in our chat, Glen, and I looked at it, or maybe it was Lewanika. I'm not even sure which one of you dropped it. I'm not right. Well, I looked at it and said, "Giants, like what, like out of left field, totally shocked."
Not bad.
And I've only gotten as far as the first two subclasses, but I'm telling you that first subclass is, I'm not even going to tell you which, but it is hot.
I agree.
It's
my favorite. I've read through the whole thing at this point.
It's amazing.
There's some good stuff in there.
Yeah, I'm going to roll me a Goliath, one of them. That I can guarantee.
Seems like subclasses are just popular right now, and that's all that I'll say about that for right now. All right, we are going to go ahead and skip over and start our regular recording. I hope you all enjoyed the State of the Table for this evening. Please make sure you like and subscribe on the YouTube video down below, or wherever you happen to be watching us. You could be watching us on Instagram. You could be watching us on TikTok. Who knows where you're watching Tabletop Journeys this evening, but we'd appreciate you like and subscribe. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you think about the news. As always, we want to...
And hit the bell so you get notifications if that applies to whatever platform.
Like, subscribe, and if you want to drop dice with your 3 hosts, please check out our Patreon.
Thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you on the other side.
Good night.
Peace.